Okay. Okay. I think that it's working now. For some reason, tell me if it's freezing. Can y'all tell me if it is lagging? Because on my end, it looks like it's lagging, or if it's going smooth. On my end, it looks like it's lagging. It's not lagging? Okay, cool, good. So excited to hear your thoughts. I did not. I watched like a little bit of CTN West, but they were ahead of what I was watching, so I had to turn it off. Like they were reacting to the elimination, but I was not at the part that they were at yet. Now it's fine. I don't, maybe it's because I put the background. Hold on, let me see if I take that off, if that's gonna help. It does not usually do this. Okay, maybe that helps a little bit. Maybe that's the whole problem. Okay, I haven't watched this yet. We'll catch a recap. I just got home from the gym. It's lagging a little. Looks okay to me. Now it's fine. Okay, sorry for the technical difficulties. I believe the problem was actually me putting on the background, but so I'm just gonna start here with a few things that I took down from the beginning. So they made an observation at the beginning that the losing players from the last episode did not leave immediately, so everybody had their suspicions that they had some kind of impact on the game. So, anyways, oh, we had a lot of different things going on. Okay. How's everybody doing tonight, by the way? So here we are, season 40. We got all the heavy hitters. We had a conversation that was taking place between I guess you can't see it, but yeah, between Rachel and Kara. They were talking about Laurel. Kara said that Laurel is rotten. Um, we showed some catching up between Darrell. I don't like how this takes so long to load up. But anyways, Darrell and Aviv, they were talking about how they won that season together, what, 20 plus years ago. And usually when they show a conversation like that at the beginning, it's some kind of foreshadowing to what's gonna happen later. Okay, they showed some relationship stuff and they showed some hookups. They had Emily and Brad. I think Emily said something like I'm into guys with beards and biceps. That was a weird connection to me, but hey, I always feel like the challenge is like this big frat party. Yeah, it's like this big frat party and everyone just kind of gets together with everyone. So finally, we saw this whole thing with Josh and Naya. Well, we saw what little of it that they showed us, which was their whole pool thing. When they were in the pool, it looked like they might have been kissing in the pool, possibly. They were having fun in the pool. Obviously, there was some kind of attraction there and there was some kind of connection there. And again, that was something else. So we get into this daily. Oh my goodness. Okay, so they have the paddling in the canoe, which is always an adventure when you get a bunch of people who don't know how to paddle a canoe. Not that I know how to do it, but every time they have this on the challenge, it's all over the place. So Era 3 was kind of dominating this one. So then they had some of the different foods. I'm not even gonna do this anymore because it takes so long for the picture to get into focus. But they had a lot of disgusting foods. And Tony says, like, hey, when it comes to food challenges, I'm your guy because we know Tony's history with food challenges. So they do really good. Era 3 does really good on that challenge, and they ultimately win that challenge. So the thing with that challenge, they brought back some old features, which is basically you pick two team captains. And historically, if you know the challenge from back in the day, the team captains are usually immune from elimination or they're automatically in elimination if your team loses. And in this case, there was no real benefit of being a team captain. That's the only thing he was good at. Yeah, there's no major benefit of being a team captain because, yes, you get the power to pick the team who goes in against the losing team, but your whole team is safe if you win. And it seems like, at least as of now, the rest of your team is pretty much safe if you lose. I mean, if you win, your whole team is safe if you win. You get what I'm saying. So it showed them going back into the house. Oh, I'm skipping ahead. So Era Three's winners, because they were team captains, were Tony and Avery. So Tony and Avery got the power to pick somebody to go against the losing team, the people that were captains for the losing team, which were Darrell and Jody. So that's where we stood. They had an advantage and they had the power because that means that they are safe from going into an elimination and their whole team is safe from going into an elimination. Right? All right. So we have some choices here. They had some choices of who they were gonna pick to go into the elim. Like I said, against Darrell and Jody because they were the losing team ultimately. So we got a really, really, really strong team up for elimination early. Kylan and Casey, and I was thinking that's a powerhouse team, and that would be a big, 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 big loss to their era. Not saying that they would have lost necessarily, but if they had lost, it's a big shot to take early. And then there was Derek and Aviv. So when they got into the deliberations, basically they were split. So Tony wanted to put in Derek and Aviv. Darrell asked, Tony asked Darrell who he would want to go in against, and he said Derek and Aviv, nothing personal, and Aviv took it personally, of course. And she was just like, what the hell? Um, Kylan and Casey. Well, Kylan in particular, they showed bargaining with Tony and basically being like, "Hey, if you keep us safe and you throw in the other team, then you're gonna have a favor that we can give you next week." It didn't seem like it was like we're gonna be partnered for the whole season type of thing, but it was more like you scratch my back this week, I scratch your back next week. So I guess Avery had long standing relationship with Derek in particular, so she didn't want to throw him in. Tony kind of had no horse in the race, it seemed like, and he wanted to throw them in. Avery was like, why wouldn't we throw the strongest people in? And the strongest people were clearly Kylan and Casey. So oh, okay. So before we even get to the elimination, now we show Naya. They showed Naya making out with Kylan. And they had just previously shown Naya in the pool with Josh. And she said something like, I'm gonna make both these guys fall in love with me. That's the game. So it looked like she did the dirty with Kylan, and I guess Tori was making fun of Josh for it, and Josh didn't like that. And Josh was like, "Yeah, I get it. Everybody's teasing me about it, but I wouldn't expect Tori to do that. We're supposed to be friends." And then Josh went off. Josh went on one of his rants, and then Josh told her they aren't friends. And Tori was like, I get that you're mad at me, but I wouldn't just say that we're not friends. Like, I wouldn't say that to one of my friends. Josh gonna Josh. So they're probably gonna make up and hug later on in the season, but that's where they're at. That's where they left them at during the episode. So we get into the elimination after all these different conversations and seeing where it's gonna go. Everybody's like, is one of them gonna budge? They're both bullheaded. We'll see what happens. So TJ says, all right, who's it gonna be? And we all know what happens when people do not pick. Usually, like 9 times out of 10, if they don't come to a consensus, they end up going down. So TJ is like, what's it gonna be, guys? Who you gonna pick? Are y'all having trouble? And then basically they pick different sides, and it's like we can't select. So TJ was basically like, "Don't cross me. Now it's y'all." So then he was like, he was asking Avery what she thinks of that, and Avery was like, "Tony wants to go home, point blank, period, and he's trying to screw me." And I kind of tend to feel like it looks weird because you won the daily, you got the power. So why in the world would you not come to a consensus? Honestly, if somebody really strongly wanted a team that I didn't want, I would rather want to concede to that person than for me to go in. I would never be the person who goes in because we cannot agree. And even if I had to make their choice, I would be like, I'm going to concede to your choice right now, but you owe me one for later. Whether they would honor that or not, I don't care, but I'm not going in. That's the whole point. Hi, Edward. Very stupid decision. And it makes me wonder if he did want to go home. When she said he wants to go home anyways, there's so much stuff that they don't show. And I've heard before that people have said before eliminations that they want to go home. So I don't know. So TJ announces this is an individual game. And of course, Avery's happy about that. The game was this game where it's like a puzzle where they have to line up blocks in a certain order and a certain color coordination. Those aren't my thing. So, but it was basically the team versus the team because the team was yelling to them, which I guess is kind of fine in the case of the fact that this is so far a team game. So we had our matchup of Tony versus Darrell and Avery versus Jody. So it seemed like Tony was taking it as a joke. That's what everybody said. And Darrell, even with back problems and being pretty significantly older than Tony, even though he's in great shape, he beats Tony, it looks like rather easily. And quite frankly, I'm gonna say this about Tony. I remembered Tony having so much potential on the earlier seasons when he came and he was Bananas protege. And then I remember when he came back for All Stars 4, and then he left All Stars 4 because of, I think I've heard some kind of legal problems that his brother was having. So I was just like, that sucks that I waited all these years for Tony to come back because I was excited when I saw him on All Stars. And then he leaves for like non-game reasons, and then this thing happens with the stalemate. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm good on Tony. Tony's not there to win. Tony's head is not in the game. It looked like Tony was basically okay with losing and acting. So I'm not too big on Tony anymore. All right. So skipping on from that, and I'm happy Darrell's still in the game, but I'm upset that Tony was able to take out someone who really wanted to be there in Leroy prior to him leaving. So Avery has to go against Jody. Avery actually ends up winning, and Avery comes back into the game. So they're happy. Avery's happy. Darrell's happy. But then TJ is like, oh, there's a twist. You get a power. So now they get to choose the targets for the next daily. And I think the targets are pretty much the same thing as what we saw before, which are the team captains. But also now we know that the team captains are thrown into the elimination. The losing team, the team captains on the losing team are automatically in the elimination. And the other teams that don't win, their captains are eligible to be put in the elimination. So it's a big choice to make. So, so Avery's picks are Derek, Bananas, Jordan, Derek, not Derek from I don't know what era he's from. Era 2, I think. Era 3. But era 1 Derek, Bananas, Jordan, and Horacio. Jordan volunteered, by the way, which is not surprising. Yeah, those are great choices, actually, to be honest. And then Darrell's picks, Anissa, which she was so mad about, Laurel, Naya, and Jenny. Those are all strong power players. Those, maybe Anissa not so much, but everyone else, strong power players. Look at the guys: Derek, Bananas, Jordan, and Horacio. And aside from Anissa, Laurel, Naya, and Jenny, even though some people argue that Naya is not a power player, but she's in an elimination, especially a strength based one, hard to take her out. Um yeah, well y'all already know. I mean, since you know from my YouTube, from my not my YouTube, my Facebook, not the biggest fan of Laurel, and I would love to see her go. Honestly. I hope she goes up against like Jenny or something. That would be cool. And on the guys, I like all four of them actually. Out of those four, it's hard to say who I would cut. Like, I don't want Horacio to go. I don't want Jordan to go. It would be for me between. Oh, I don't know. I'm just gonna wait and see because I don't even have a preference for the guys because I like all four of them for different reasons. Like maybe Bananas is the one that I would like the least out of the four, but just for the drama and the fact that he's such a challenge staple. eh, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, that's an interesting thing that now the people who win in the elimination get that power because remember season 39, there was no power for winning. I don't think there was any power for winning. I think you just had to go in there and just keep winning and winning. and there was no consequence for throwing the strong people in, but now the strong people can come back and make you the target. So I think that that's a good little twist. I thought that it was a very solid episode. It was interesting. I'm so annoyed by the move by Tony, but overall, it was good TV. I enjoyed it, and I look forward to future episodes. I don't like how they keep showing this CT clip of the trivia and him falling into the water and hurting his back. Like, let us have some suspense, please. But they really want us to know that something happened. I hope that whatever that was did not take him out of the game. I really do, but love the season. I know. I wish that they had two in 1 week also, because I don't know why. s- I have previously been kind of okay with one a week, but for some reason, even with hour-and-a-half episodes, I'm just like, when's the next one? When's the next one? It's not happening fast enough. So that's my take. Please like, comment, subscribe. Excuse me. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you have not done so yet. Hit the notification bell to get notified when I drop some more great content. I do challenge content. I do Big Brother. Sometimes I do Survivor. I capture whatever reality TV shows that I watch. I do on this channel, which is not a terrible amount, but hey, I'm here for the ones that I'm here for, and I'll talk to y'all another time. And I hope everybody has a great night.